Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Borough of Crafton Council meeting for Monday, September 28th, 2020. I'm going to proceed to the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Alo.
Here.
Mr. Amendola.
Here.
Mr. Kraus.
Here.
Mr. Crown.
Present.
Mr. Lavasser. Mr. Lavasser. I see you.
Dude. Phil.
Ms. Perry.
Here.
Mr. Saba.
Here.
Mayor Bloom.
Here.
Mr. Corbel.
I'm here.
I am here. Mr. Sample.
Here.
There we go. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Approval of the bill list for September 28th and the ratify September 14th, 2020 bill list.
So moved.
Do
I
hear a
second the 28th and the 14th motion.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
August 24th and September 14th, 2020.
Hey, Phil, we're having a hard time hearing you.
You went out.
Can you hear me now? Approval of the minutes
No,
for
great.
August 24th and September 14th, 2020.
So moved.
Seconded for both the approval for the 24th and the 14th.
I'm still having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, Phil, your volume is extremely weak, if non-existent.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? All right. Approval of the minutes. Thank you. All right. I'm going to try to get a different headset here because I'm having technical difficulty. Ed, if you could take over for the acknowledgement of the receiver written reports and for citizen comments, I'll come right back.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So, acknowledging receipt of the following reports for August of 2020, including the Treasurer's Report, Financial Report, Act 511, and trash collection, property tax collection, police, engineer, EMS, code enforcement, building inspection, library, and manager's report. Did everyone get a chance to review the reports, or is anything missing that should be there, or vice versa?
Yes. Hello.
I see. Mr. Amendola has his hand raised. Go ahead.
Yeah, doesn't the fire department submit reports anymore, or what's going on with that? I haven't seen them in a few months. Do you know, Mr. Vice President?
I am not sure what report or the last time I observed that, or if they were even required to submit a report. Mr. Manager, do you have any insight on that?
I actually do not. I am not familiar with the that report in any, so I don't know.
All right. Mr. Solicitor, how about you? Are you aware?
No, I don't know when the last time we received a report was.
My apologies. I should have targeted my question. Do you know, are they required to submit a report?
Yeah. I do not know if they are required by ordinance in order to prepare or submit a report. I know they're not required under state law.
So,
If I might speak, over the years, we have asked for them, much like we asked for the library has complied. The fire department has been extremely spotty, and no one has pushed on that in the past.
The fire department, the financial report, the mayor can address, but it's spotty because we're all volunteers. So a lot of the times that those hours that it takes to put those reports together aren't, those man hours aren't accounted for. So that's typically why you haven't seen a report. I don't believe you've seen one in over a year, probably a little bit better than a year. So I'm not sure where Mr. Amendola is going with that. And he was part of it, whereas we didn't do the reports when he was president or vice president.
Well, thank you. So the answer is, Mr. Amendola, it does not seem that reports are required from the fire department that we're aware of.
Well, I'd really like to see a report. I mean, we spent over $500,000 on the truck, and the borough just paved the back lot, which belongs to the fire department. Did the fire department submit half the money for that paving situation
so
in the back
Mr.
of the?
Amendola, you're getting
Excuse
out of order.
me.
We're talking about reports right now. We're talking about reports right now.
We are
You're
talking
getting out of
about
order.
reports, and I'd like to hear some answers.
What report are you referring to?
This
Calls? What type of report?
Yes.
We're getting out of order. We're getting.
What you used to
Your
submit.
question
Hear me now?
I believe, Mr. Amendola, when you were vice president, you told us to.
All right.
So you want us to
Sorry,
submit
I don't think that's the case.
Levasseur, to move to citizen comments.
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Mr. President? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. You guys have
Okay.
been. I'm just trying to get my AV thing worked out because I'm not on earbuds.
You're in good shape, Phil. There is a debate on the floor between Mr. Amendola and Mr. Crown about the fire department reports, and they currently have the floor on that subject.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Mr. Kraus, I retook the floor, and I'm giving the floor back to Mr. Levasseur for citizen comments.
All right. All right. Thank you. Sorry for the technical difficulties I'm having. Trying to find a new headset, and I just got it. Thank you. Thanks, Rich. Sorry, everybody. It happens. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, we can.
You can hear me? Okay. All right, I'm gonna proceed. Thank you for bearing with me on that technical issue. All right, moving forward to citizen comments. Please note that all public comments will be heard at the beginning of the meeting due to the online meeting format. At this time, citizens may address the Borough Council. Speakers will be permitted to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and physical address for the record. All right, Ed, who do we have on board tonight?
For those that would like to speak, please go ahead and use the raise your hand function. Right now, we don't have anybody with their hands raised.
All right, we'll just give people 15 seconds to get situated. Nobody yet?
No.
All right.
No one at this time.
All right. With that, I'm going to proceed to the President's report. Last week, Council was notified that we were awarded $26,000 through the DCNR, the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, in the Governor's Office for our Parks and Recreation Master Plan. So we're going to be able to proceed with getting a consultant on board to help us with that project. So we can discuss that at the next discussion meeting, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that we got that application submitted and reviewed and approved, and the Governor's Office and DCNR awarded us the $26K, and I appreciate Representative Dandisi and Senator Wayne Fontana's support of this initiative. In addition, we have been working with Alcosan and Nine Rooftop, who is their consulting advertisement firm for the GROW program projects, and the first project billboard for Crafton Boulevard will be going up here in the next month, we hope. The Alcosan Grow team and Jeannie Clark with Alcosan have reviewed and approved of the work, and I'm going to be sending out to all of council the design. I believe a draft was sent out. Gateway Engineers put together an architectural rendering to go along with the advertisement, and it was integrated nicely. So hopefully our cooperation with the school district and with Alcosan will bear a lot of fruits for us moving forward in the next year. And I'm very excited about getting the word out about the great work that Crafton Borough and Alcosan are doing together with the city of Pittsburgh and the Carleton School District. So again, look forward to that billboard being put up across the street from the Carleton School District in their new parking lot that we will be assisting with. They granted us an easement. Those easements were signed over the summer, and we are very excited to have the teamwork here on this issue. So again, good work to council, to management, to our Gateway Engineering team, and the team at Alcosan for moving this forward. And we really appreciate the Carleton School Board's cooperation and teamwork on this issue. So with that, the other issue that is ongoing, we are currently under construction over at South Grandview. The manager and the assistant manager are working steadfastly to address any issues. There's going to be a lot of construction over the next month. Any issues with regards to the garbage pickup can be addressed to the assistant manager. We really appreciate everybody's patience as we work through this tight working quarters here in the reconstruction of Ewing on that part. So again, there's a lot of progress being made. People can see the binder that was put down and the new curbs, and we're going to be working on the additional reconstruction that council approved and sidewalk work. So again, we appreciate everybody in the public's participation and cooperation. And again, if there's a complaint or issue, safety issue, please address that with the borough management, and it will be addressed promptly. And with that, I'm going to move to the mayor's report.
Okay, mayor's report. I have nothing specific to go on as for the police department, but I would like to discuss the Civil Service Commission. I'm sitting here looking at a letter from Mr. Michael Narr from South Linwood Avenues expressing interest that he would like to join the Civil Service Commission. And I guess my questions would be, how many members is the Civil Service Commission supposed to have? And how many do we currently have?
Okay. Mr. Corbell, you want to address a couple of those, the number? I'm not sure off the top of my hand, but I do know we have a couple vacancies, and I believe we received a letter of a current member who's not going to be renewing. So I believe you're correct, Mr. Mayor, that we have a couple seats to fill, and we are currently accepting applications for that commission. Mr. Corbell, are you familiar with the number of seats that we have to have?
I have the information.
All right, thank you.
It's a 3-member board with 2 alternates. The chair has indicated that he does not want to serve anymore. So you have 2 standing members. You have an alternate that needs to be filled, and 1 standing position needs to be filled.
Okay. And we have those posted on the website as well, and I believe we also posted on Savvy Citizen. Mayor Bloom, would you like us to send a reminder out on via Savvy Citizen that we're taking applications?
Yes, it would, but I would like to see council act on the letter that you have in front of you, also from this member of the borough and his qualifications.
Okay. All righty. Well, when we get down to the business, we can make a motion to move forward with that applicant.
Thank you.
Would that suffice?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Anything? Is that all, Mayor Bloom? at all?
Yes, sir. That's it
All right.
for tonight.
All right, thank you, Mayor Bloom. Sorry. The engineer's report. I don't believe the engineer is here this evening, correct? He usually comes
Correct.
at the first meeting. All right. Solicitor's report.
Nothing to report this evening.
All right, thank you. Manager's report.
You touched on subjects already, but most of the major projects are underway, including the playground renovation. The poll was starting today. Grandview's underway. The separation project on Grandview is completed. So everything's moving forward as best as we know. And the Green Light Go project should come to a conclusion probably by the end of the month. We ran into a little easement and right-of-way issue up there on Dinsmore, East Crafton and Noble. But that has been addressed and should be taken care of this week, so they can set those poles. And then we'll start the basically a dry run of utilizing those signals and making sure they work, and et cetera, et cetera. But hopefully they'll all be online by no later than the end of the month, first week in October.
Excellent. And just to highlight a couple other things that your team's working on, as you said, I believe you noted the playscape and the pool liner are both underway. The playscape is well underway. The liner is, just commencing, from what I understand. And the Green Light Go, there's been a lot of questions that we've been fielding about the new hardware and the demolition and how this is all being phased, and about navigation around the old work. The old work is going to be demoed. Is that correct?
The old work would be totally removed. That is correct.
All right. So there's been a lot of questions about, is there going to be enough room for pedestrian access in and around? And obviously with the project phasing right now, you have both new and old poles. The old poles will be removed. So you're actually going to see a lot of appreciable access opening up because of the new location of the poles. There have been some location of the poles and the supports that were needed for the poles, the foundation work that, where it was situated is where it had to go due to utilities. So I think the manager's office has been doing a nice job working with the public and addressing any of those issues. And we've been making modifications for the past few weeks to make sure that all the ADA and pedestrian access issues were being addressed. So I appreciate the manager's office and Gateway for addressing them. And again, your questions from the public are very appreciated. So again, thank you. Okay, Brad.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you want to say something?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I thought he said Fred. He said Brad. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just wanted to know, are we planning on having at the cross streets where the new poles are going up, like the branded Crafton black signs at the top? Or are they gonna, what's the, just a question.
Right now they are the green PennDOT green signs that are going to be overhead. You'll see they're actually mounted already at Bradford and Noble. Those are the signs that are going to be placed. They're large. The black Crafton signs, street pillars are going to be removed and given back to us. If at some point they would need to be, or council wants them to be put in, we'll have to find a place for them. The problem is the right-of-ways are very small, and the poles are much larger, and they need to be to hold the signals that are being put in. That's something we can discuss later, but the large street signs indicating which street you're on, et cetera, is overhead and on the poles itself.
Totally get it. And I just, from my perspective, I do have an affinity for the black navy blue, I guess they technically are, and those signs. And I'd like to try to keep the aesthetic in some way, shape, or form. I understand if it can't be done, but it's just food for thought.
We can surely look into that.
Thank you. All right. Fred, your hand was raised.
Yes, I wanted to ask Manager McKibben. Russ, did the fire department write you a check for half of the paving, the amount of the paving that was done in the back of the building? Have you got a check from the department yet?
All right. I'm sorry. You broke up, Fred.
He asked if we received a check for 50% of the cost of paving.
The answer to that is no.
No?
Did
Did you say?
I said no. That is correct. No.
Mr. Crown?
All right. Well, Fred.
Can we talk about this, or am I going to get censored again?
No, I'm just saying there's
I think the fire department is responsible for 50% of the paving behind the building. The parking lot belongs to the fire department, and it is leased to the Port Authority, and we are responsible for half of the paving bill for that parking lot. And my question is, does the fire department intend to keep up with the contract and pay for 50% of the cost of paving that back lot?
Okay.
Well, would Mr. Crown have the answer to that?
Well, Fred, I'm not going to get into a political smear. If you're trying to politically smear a volunteer organization in the borough, I appreciate that, but it's not going to happen. I'm not going to have these arguments because Fred wants to try to politically smear a volunteer fire department providing a service to the borough. If you want to go offline, we'll have an executive session. We can discuss all you want, but I'm not going to get into that political smearmanship that you so.
Believe me, I'm not trying to smear the fire department.
All
I
right.
love the fire department.
Okay.
It's
well,
not a smear. It's a simple question. Are you
All right.
intending on paying for half the lot?
Fred.
It's
Fred,
in the contract.
The fire department was not part of the paving, Fred. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay. So we will have an executive session to discuss this. Thank you very much. So let's move on. Fred, very good questions. And then we can have the discussion during an executive session because this is real estate. Thank you.
Because it's what? Real estate?
Real estate and contracts. Yes. It's real estate matter. Okay.
Okay. Censorship.
Right. No, it's not censorship. I mean, it's a legal matter that we need to discuss. Right. So thank you very much for your participation there. We're in the middle of the manager's report. Manager McKibben, do you have anything else to add?
At this time, I do not. Thank you.
Again, thank you for all of your team's hard work. All right, next slide, please. All right. We have a motion to appoint Krista Young, 50 Rogers Avenue, to the Crafton Rec Board for a 4-year term expiring September 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
You hear a second from me, yes.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? All right, motion passes. Thank you, Krista Young, for stepping up to participate with the Crafton Rec Board. Motion to reappoint Elizabeth Palmer, 60 South Linwood Avenue, to the Crafton Rec Board for a 4-year term expiring September 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? Motion passes. Elizabeth, thank you very much for your continuation and participation. Motion to appoint John Oliverio, 39 North Emily Street, for a 5-year term to the Crafton's Park and Shade Tree Commission for a 5-year term expiring March 31st, 2025.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
All right. Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All
Aye.
that- Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Oliverio, for volunteering. Appreciate it. All right, next, motion to hire Adam J. Anderson, 89 North Duane Avenue, and Tyler Albert, 52 Lawson Avenue, as part-time employees with the Public Works Department at a rate of 15 an hour and no benefits, with an effective date of hiring to be determined by the manager.
So moved. Second.
Okay, questions? I see a hand raised.
Yes.
Mr. Amendola.
Yes, I believe this motion should be in two parts, one for each hire. I have an issue with one of these guys, so I'm going to vote no. And that's not fair to the other guy that's on that list. So this motion should be split up into two different hires, two different votes. Because when I vote, if it goes down like this, then I'm going to vote no, and that's not fair to one of these guys.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amendola. Mr. Kraus has his hand raised, and then Ms. Perry. Mr. Kraus?
Yes, thank you. In fairness, may I ask my esteemed colleague what his objections are to the motion? Which gentleman does he have?
My objections are that, is it my turn to speak?
Well, if
Yes,
it's a personnel related issue about why or why not to hire one personnel or what your opinion is, I'm not so sure. Well, let me just say this: council can take that up in executive session if they choose, and it might be, if the motioner and the seconder are amenable to Mr. Amendola's request, we can just simply separate the motions and then roll through it and move on.
And that's stepping up to say that I'm amenable to splitting the motion into two, since I was the original motioner.
Okay, and the person that seconded, do you agree?
Who do we have down for the second? Because there was a few people that spoke.
Well, somebody raised their hand that say that you're the seconder on that.
I'm amenable to splitting up the motion.
Okay. All right.
No, I would like to ask the chair and our council. I understand we don't want to have a discussion on the floor in regards to personnel matters, but I am interested in maybe a broad generalization from my colleague as to what his objections are for the record.
It's not, that's not allowed.
Yeah, let's if we're gonna have an executive session on this, and one of the candidates doesn't pass, then we can go from there. So, all right. So right now, Mr. Corbel, one moment. I have a technical question to ask the solicitor. So right now, the motioner and the seconder agreed that they're going to split the motion into two. How do we proceed now?
I would just let council vote on the first candidate, which is Adam Anderson. And then the second vote would be on Tyler Albert.
Okay, so.
Right, but if we have to go to an executive session so that we can be fully educated as to our colleagues' information on this person, how are we going to do that?
Someone can make a motion, second to go to executive session, or the chair could take us to executive session. I don't know if we have the Zoom capability to do that, but I'm not the, I think I admitted before the meeting, I'm not a technical person, so.
Yeah, so let's see how this rolls here. So with the first person, do we have any questions, concerns that need to be addressed in executive session? Ms. Perry?
So I do understand what Mr. Kraus is speaking of, and I would like to move that we take this offline, discuss an executive session before we vote on it.
Thank you very much. I would concur with that.
Okay, we'll do,
Mr. President, I actually have a question.
Yep.
Because I know with Zoom capabilities, there's 2 sessions where we go live and allow participants to view, and there's where only us can view. Would it be possible to move this motion to the end so that way we're able to go
Yeah.
offline, so to say, and then come back live for
Yeah,
residents? And it'll be a little bit easier technically with technical, and so that way the folks that are attending won't drop off for the other items that we have to discuss.
I think that's a great idea. So we'll address this at the end of the meeting. We'll revisit this.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Amendola.
I would, at an executive session, I would have no more information to add.
Okay,
You might as well just go ahead with the vote.
So to just not to Shanghai the meeting here, but to be clear, you have nothing to interject as to whatever your disposition is about this person that you have nothing to share
That's
with the rest of the.
okay.
That's correct.
Well, then let's move on.
I agree.
All right, so we're gonna have so we can take a vote now. All right, with candidate 1, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All that
Mr. Anderson.
oppose? Yes. All that oppose the candidate 1?
Phil, you should use the name. Just for the
Sorry,
Mr.
Mr. Anderson. All that oppose? All right, so motion passes for Mr. Anderson. Next candidate, I'm sorry here, small the way I'm looking here.
Tyler Albert.
Tyler Albert. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All that oppose?
No.
Okay. Any other no's? Okay. All right. Motion passes. Am I right? Maybe we should take a roll call? No, we're good. All right. All right. We're gonna move forward. All right. All right. So, and again, just so you know, if you have a issue with the way the motion is worded or framed, don't hesitate to reach out to the manager or myself, and we can try to address this before the meeting. All right. Motion to approve resolution 2020-15 to adopt the 2021 minimum municipal pension obligation of $85,000 into the police pension fund, and $102 and $188 into the non-uniform pension fund.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could you restate the amount for the,
$102,180.
The first one, Phil.
the first one?
Okay, $87,474.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion? All right. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? All right. Motion passes. Thank you. Motion to approve the following payment applications from M&B Construction LLC for work performed on the Green Light Go project. All have been recommended to be paid by Gateway Engineering. Payment 1 for $15,714.86 for work completed on Noble and Densmore Avenue. Payment number 1 for $30,251.12 for work completed at Noble and Steuben Street. Payment number 2 for $2,806.11 for work completed at Cornell and Linwood Avenue. And payment number 2 for $37,096.97 for work completed and at Noble and Bradford Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Just one quick, none of these are, payment number 2 is none are final payments, are they?
No, none of them are final payments in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. And then going back to the signage issue, we'll adjust that with the engineer offline. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? Hearing nobody that opposes, motion passes. All right, motion to approve 4 work authorizations submitted by Gateway Engineering for the following projects: Crafton Pool Lining Project, Crafton DPW Stream and Wetland Mapping Project, South Grandview Road Reconstruction Project, Crafton Linwood, and Noble Park Improvement Projects.
So moved.
All right. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right. Any discussion on these projects? All right. Hearing none. All in favor? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, could you list, for some reason I had trouble getting into OneDrive, so I wasn't able to review the amounts.
So you're the second person because Mike had a problem too.
Yeah, I've had it too.
Could you?
I have
All
one as well.
Right, so could somebody state the amounts as we stated in the previous motion?
Manager McKibben?
Yes, I can. Let me just get them out, please.
Thank you.
Sure. For the pole lining contract, it's open-ended, but fees not to exceed 10,000. For the wetland mapping, it's fees not to exceed 4,500. For the Grandview construction, reconstruction project, it's fees not to exceed 15,000. And finally, for the Crafton Linwood Park, Noble Park improvements, it is fees not to exceed 15,000.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody?
Anybody?
I bet our license might be up, 'cause I think we did it in September last year.
Hmm?
The OneDrive, I think we did it in fall of 2019 or 2018. so
Okay. Yeah.
this might be a license thing. That's all.
Yeah. DEP. I'll have to look into it.
Okay, we will.
Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? All right. Nobody opposes. Work offs pass. All right. Discussion items. We didn't receive anything. Is there any? Go ahead, Mayor Bloom. Yep. Oh yeah. We have to make a motion to. Hold on. I'll answer. See if that's what you want me to do.
I'd
Right.
like to make a motion for Michael Millar to be appointed to the vacant seat on the Civil Service Commission of the Crafton Borough.
Second.
All right.
What is do we have to state the term ending in the motion?
Probably should, especially since we have multiple vacancies.
Yeah.
I recommend that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second. It would be a 6-year term with an expiration of July 2026. July 1st, 2026.
For a 6-year term ending July
1st, 2026.
July 1st, 2026.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Thank you. Mr. Kraus, your hand was raised. Did we get a first and second on that?
We did.
We did not, right?
We did.
We
Oh,
did.
we did. Okay. All right. We're good. Okay. Mr. Kraus.
Thank you. No, I just had a question before we vote, because the start of the discussion earlier, we established that there was a 3-man board. The chair was stepping down and there were 2 vacancies, but one of the vacancies needed to be filled. And my question to the group would be, why are we not just appointing everybody up a peg instead of, or how is that possible? I guess is my question. Just move the next guy up.
I'm assuming you're speaking giving an alternate to a non-alternate.
Right. I'm just saying that if we have one alternate, just make that person the third, make the second the first, make the first the chair, that kind of thing. That was just my question.
Steve?
Did one of the chairs ask to move up, or one of the alternates?
I have nothing in writing to that point at all.
Okay, and this person that the mayor is, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This person the mayor is suggesting is specifically asking to be the chair then?
No?
No,
No.
no, they have to nominate their chair.
Right.
Okay. Okay, that, I mean, that's kind of, I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Right. And I think the manager can reach out to the alternate and see if they would like to step up into a role, and then we can fill the alternate. I think that's what you're really asking.
Yeah, that's kind of generally what yes, thank you.
Yeah, but that shouldn't interfere with this, okay, Mr. Saba.
Mr. President, that's actually what I was going to say. As of right now, I'm looking right on the website. It looks like we currently have one alternate, which is Mr. O'Brien. And if we were to appoint tonight, we would no longer have any vacancies other than the alternate position on the
Right.
commission. Because as of
Okay.
right now, we have one term ending July 1st, 2022, and another term ending July 1st, 2024.
Okay, well, I think Mr. O'Brien's pretty involved. I imagine if he wanted to take a,
He's been on that commission for at least, since he went off of council.
That's correct. Yeah, we did that at our first meeting, Coletta, when we came on.
yeah.
Right.
You're not
Mayor
addressing
Blue.
the motion. You're not addressing the motion. You're going into something else. You have a
Right.
motion on the floor. You should do that first and then the other discussion.
Right. Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 All that oppose? All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for stepping up to be on the Civil Service Commission. And then we can have a discussion about, do we want to reach out to Mr. O'Brien? So do we have another full position or now? No.
No.
Okay. So then
No,
Mr.
just
O'Brien, do we have another alternate position to fill?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we just need, we're looking for an alternate, so we can put that on the website and push that through Savvy Citizen. Okay. So next meeting is a discussion meeting. So if you have any discussion topics, please feel free to address the manager or I, and we will put them on the discussion. Here are the community announcements. The borough office will remain closed to the public. However, staff is available during normal business hours and can be reached via telephone or email. There is a drop box in the rear of the building for any written correspondence. Any changes to this action will be posted on the borough website and Savvy Citizen. The Crafton Library will continue with limited hours for curbside only service. Please visit their website for further details. The borough has yet to receive information from the Allegheny County Election Bureau as to the manner and location of voting in Crafton for the November elections. Any updates will be posted immediately on the website and Savvy Citizen. Any outdoor immunization and mobile mini senior fair sponsored by State Representative Dan Deasy will be held at the Crafton Park on Friday, October 2nd, and all participants must pre-register by calling 412-928-9514. The Planning Commission is hosting their second community planning vision workshop on September 30th at 7 p.m. via Zoom meeting. You can register in advance and get more information by visiting the Crafton Borough website. I also believe there is a survey posted, so they're looking for people to participate in the survey as well. Haunted Mini Golf is available from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. every Friday and Saturday, beginning Friday, October 9th and ending on the 30th. Proceeds benefit the Crafton Ingram Food Bank, and those wearing a costume will enter for only $8. All right. Manager McKibben, anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Crown, is there anything going on at the fire department? Or are we in good shape?
Just to let everybody know that the SCBA purchase was put into service actually yesterday. There was training over the last 2 weeks. So the SCBA was put into service, so we appreciate that. And the rescue pumper is in production as we speak. The pre-paint inspections, I believe October 7th for pre-paint inspection, and we'll be going to go through that. And then I did send Manager McKibben and Mr. Sample the budget for 2021. So there's been a lot of training, to say the least, to get the new SCBA up and running, and spent a lot of time, members' time, training on a new breathing apparatus.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. So we're going to end the meeting, and then everybody on council and the management team and the solicitor, please stay on, and we're going to have a brief executive session to discuss real estate. Okay, let's figure out how to do this properly.
You should stop recording, number one.
Yeah.